right.
Ba-na-ba-na-na.
All my lights changed just at this point, so I guess it must be time to start the show. Well, there's that. Hello from
Covert Red
Colorado,
Mission.
Kansas.
Kansas.
It's Brent.
Brent, what are you doing in Kansas?
He lives in Kansas.
You're not in
I thought he
Colorado.
was
You
in
need to get back
Florida.
here. He was in Florida.
You know,
He hated
we
Florida.
don't
so he
argue
came
about
back.
Brent's ability to teleport. Everybody just leave him alone. It's not, it's one of those
Hey, and Donald.
things. Donald. How you doing, bro?
What up, what up?
Can I turn you down to something reasonable? Are you not going to? No, you're not. You're just like, I'm
Nope,
mad.
just there all the time.
I'm mad. I can't seem to. This light is stuck at like white, and it won't stop being like super bright. And I'm like, really? Ugh. And poof, according to Google, you are in Spain.
VPN. Good job.
Well,
You played Black Desert, right?
Yeah,
Guy?
I do.
How was it?
I love it. It's a gorgeous.
Oh, you
game.
still play it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have a 52nd level tamer and like a 5th level witch, and the witch is funny and she cracks me up. The thing that I think makes me most aggravated about BDO is that when you hit 50th level, you can go, or you're set for PvP.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's these like 90th level people who will go wandering around killing off 50th level characters because
The PvP hunt.
yeah, because like you have to, it's okay if you can get into a stand-up fight, you can probably hold them off long enough to get away.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is the game has a whole lot of, you have to sit for 24 hours and fish to get fish or things like that. So they'll go find all the fishing holes, these 90th level characters, and just kill all the 50th level characters.
A lot of spawn camping. Yeah, it makes sense.
And then it's like, really? Because then the next morning you get up and you look and you've been dead for, the entire night. And you can resurrect, that's fine. But you got like, 1 hour of fishing of you have to accomplish 50 hours of fishing to accomplish this badge sort of thing. And you don't really want to sit there and monitor your character for 50 hours while it sits there with a fishing pole fishing.
I mean, that's fair.
It's like,
I mean, it's automatic, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're feeling better, Donald. Donald had bad food.
Oh yeah, it's irritating.
Yeah,
I wish there was a way.
That was actually I was gonna say that because I remember leveling and WoW, and you'd be like level 20, and you're just running down. You're like, this is cool, blah blah blah. You got to go kill these things, and then you see someone run right by you with a skull as their level, and you're like, and just keep running even faster. Do not stop. Does not matter what's chasing you.
Yeah,
and then they would jump you.
Then they would jump you.
Or you'd have the
At
stare
least they
down
weren't-
of like, are we doing this right now? Can I get past you? Are you going to let me leave? Are you going to kill me? I don't know.
Kill me. You're going to kill me. Gotcha.
9 out of 10 times, they're killing you. The only reason why not if they were sitting. If they were sitting, it was like they might be AFK. I could probably sneak by.
Now, the only time I've seen that work against them was in EverQuest, where a very, very high level player tried to gank a lower level player.
Mm-hmm.
And the high level player was next to a cliff, and the lower level player did wind, which pushes your character off. He wound up killing the higher level character.
That's the thing, is you
Those were
kill
good
the
times.
higher level characters. It's just kind of complicated.
Just doing it. See, that's the other part. Is like I do like PvP, but also I know when there's such thing as outscaled PvP.
Yeah.
Like I always liked playing on PvP servers because they were fun when you got in with everybody else and you kept going up with everybody else. So like you were kind of in the same level gaps. But like when it started getting to be like 90 to like a level 50, you're like, yeah, that's a big gap already. But also then there was those ones where you actually did like a quick shout out like in chat of like, this person's over here, I need help, and then like there'd be 50 people running over the hill coming to help you out.
Okay, I have one more page before that splash page.
Oh no.
Oh, G33Ks. Let's see what dome you've got going on here.
What's a G33K?
That's going to be our astromech droid for Geek Tank.
Ooh. I was like, it's gonna be our what? Oh, Geek
Right?
Tank. Got it.
We're going to make a green and black astromech droid called G33K.
Ooh. This was layered.
Oh, that's kind of a cool head.
Which one?
The one he's showing here.
Oh, that he's showing you.
Yeah. Let me share. Huh. This is one of the new Galaxy Edge's astromech domes. So that's kind of cool. That's cool. Huh. So the thing is that we're ultimately the battle plan for Geek Tank is to create an astromech that goes around with all of our recording equipment with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just follows us around when we're at conventions and has our, microphones and a recorder in it and stuff like that. And then we can just pull the microphones out of the, little doors in the front open, and we pull the microphones out, and they've got their cables and everything. And it would work perfectly to just sit there and interview people with this astromech standing there. I mean, it wouldn't hurt the visual you have there,
Mm-hmm.
And frankly, it'd be very, very hard for someone to steal our recording equipment.
True.
You get like a 70-pound astromech. It's like,
guys,
it's
did you ever figure out what the joke is with Ligma Boo?
Yeah, it's a Fortnite joke. I don't play Fortnite, so
what's a Ligma? What?
That's but part of it is that, so the Japanese is pretty mundane.
Okay,
I don't see a whole lot of the Japanese, but it's the reference is to a Fortnite disease, a disease that hit in Fortnite, and the backstory of Fortnite, called Ligma.
We're talking about Fortnite, the game, right?
We were talking about the game. So Brian sent me a message earlier about this joke about.
What's up, Tyler? Thanks, buddy.
Oh, hey, check it. Somebody's coming in. Hi, yeah. Tyler.
That's my buddy. What's up?
we got a viewer from your side.
Yeah. This was a cover that I did actually. So
highlight for a minute.
Yeah. Here's the actual cover right here that I did a while ago for a comic book that I did. It was a 24-hour comic. And there we go. And for my class, they asked us to do a self-portrait. So I decided to take that same concept and use myself. And now I'm doing it digitally. So it's all going to get all rendered and colored and everything now. So it's going to be really cool. But thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
So I want to do a comic cover, and I can see it in my head, and I'm having a hard time trying to express it.
I just want to go to this TMNT restaurant. That sounds awesome.
I know Donald's been talking about that, and
I want to try their pizza because they have to have good pizza if they're representing the turtles.
Do you have to say cowabunga? We have to say cowabunga. If we go there, we have to say cowabunga.
I will say cowabunga.
Exactly.
I will bring nunchucks.
I will bring Psy.
And that's when I saw them both on the 6 o'clock news.
Yeah.
For attacking a pizzeria.
It was worth it. It's not in Kansas. $3 pizza. That's actually not a bad deal.
Damn, where is it, Donald? What are we talking about here? Can we hear the music? Is it overpowering?
I don't hear anything.
I hear something light in the background, but that's about it.
Donald then might be able to hear it.
So I want to make sure that you guys can hear it.
I just thought that was your Alexa.
Downtown near Broadway. It opens this month. Gotcha.
No, we got some time. Got it. Oh, cool. I can at least finish school and then I can go.
Oh, really? Took over the space of Giordano's, huh? Huh. Well, now I know exactly where it is.
I thought Casa Bonita was already open.
No, not yet.
September.
Oh.
It just got bought out by the South Park guys.
Right. Well, I knew that part. I thought they've been open. I thought they still stayed open even though they bought them out. You don't like their frozen food that they just microwave? Raph's here.
Oh, no.
Sorry. It's all right. You just ignore me. It's fine.
Did you find pants?
I totally ignore you.
Found pants, but did I put them on?
I'm not seeing
Is that what the paper
under that
for?
see-through desk.
Like I said.
At least nothing that's surprising me.
Yet.
See how many people start throwing dollar bills, then we'll start talking.
Right. If you make more money because of that than your comics, that's when we have an issue.
Career change. Would Christina really be that mad?
Entire history.
I was about to say, I went to Casa Bonita in junior high, dude. It was not good in junior high.
That was the last time you went?
No, he was just saying it had good food once, or at least that's sort of.
They never had good food.
I was gonna say, it seems like I went to Casa Bonita and when I was in junior high, and it wasn't good. I don't know.
I just remember it tasting like microwave food, so it didn't really bother me that much. I was like, oh, I've had this. This tastes like something from Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, as a junior high kid, it was like the coolest thing that ever happened. But, as an adult, it wasn't like it was bad. I shouldn't say that.
It was frozen microwave dinners, man.
Yep.
That's all it is. It's all frozen stuff. They just
But I mean,
reheat it.
I was a latchkey kid, so I was already eating frozen microwave dinners.
I mean,
what difference does it make?
If you really want to be nitpicky, almost every restaurant you go to is frozen dinners. Like,
Sort of true.
This is true. We were up in Glenwood, man. I was not too impressed with the food.
Was the show good at least?
Yeah, show was really good. I had a blast.
Well, that's good, actually.
That's all that matters.
Were you entertained? That's all.
Are you entertained? Does this not entertain you, Ref?
No.
No. Okay. Then that
I
happened.
see there's no pleasing you. Mr. Badhand.
I feel like you should know this.
What are you drawing today?
Oh, I'm putting together temporary stuff so that I can get an idea of what I want to do here.
Nice. If you please him, you have to pay him. Then he will never leave.
It's true. And we'll never be able to get rid of him. He'll be here forever.
I do like getting paid.
He's getting paid.
Just saying. It is entertaining. It is entertaining. Okay. This is not what I'm after, but I think this might be at least something I'm trying. I don't know. I see it in my head, and I can't seem to bring it out to where I want it to be.
I mean, that's a good start to have it. It's in your head.
Uh-huh.
Now you just need to make it come to life.
Right? There's the problem. Therein is the rub. Therein lies the rub.
Step 1, put down a panel. Step 2, finish issue 2.
Whoa. Hold on.
What's that
We're
word
jumping ahead
finish
here?
mean?
I thought that was like step 6.
Not according to you guys with my speed.
Like I said, you can tell we love you.
You don't need to.
I think Donald's suffering from cranberry problems.
The band?
Beg your pardon?
Cranberry the band?
Well, look what he posted.
That's a good song. Okay.
That's a good song.
No,
I'm a fan.
That makes me sad.
Did I like it?
No, she passed away.
Who?
Yeah, I know she did.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that wasn't recently, was it? That was
like
about a year, 2 years ago, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
I think it was 2019, if I remember right. It works.
It doesn't stop it from hurting, though. It doesn't stop it from sucking.
Tell me about it.
It's a vampire, not a zombie.
It's a zombire.
Ooh.
Better than a Vambi. I kind of like Vambi.
Disney new ideas.
Oh no, it's Vambi's mom.
On ice.
Oh no, here we go.
Have you ever been to any of those on ice shows?
I know there was an invasion of Elsa's during Wicked West.
Really?
Yeah, we did seem to have an awful lot of them.
Yeah, because there was a Disney on Ice thing next door.
That's cool. I'm jealous.
Should have came.
I've always wanted to go to one of those, just see it. I went to like a Marvel acrobat thing that they did, one of those like kind of shows like that. It was actually kind of cool. I was really impressed. And then I went to go drink with the staff.
And the impression left.
Hey, what do we
Actually,
think?
no, they all
Episode
dragged
1,
me to a
Momentary
strip club,
Ghost,
but-
Part 1. Is that too complicated? Do we have too many things going on here?
They all
Or
dragged
should
me
we
to the
call it
strip club that
Momentary
was
Ghost
behind their
Part 1 and leave it?
place they were staying at.
There was a lot of conversations that just happened right then.
I know.
Momentary Ghost sounds good. Momentary Ghost Part 1 sounds good.
What? What about ghosts?
I'm trying to figure this part out and whether it's too chattery.
For your picture?
Yeah, well, this is the cover.
Bring yourself up to full.
So what? Oh, fill it up. Yeah, hang on.
Where's the background?
That's me.
There's no background yet. I'm just
Man, you gotta have background, bro.
I got to figure
Zoom
out.
out?
Well, I'm trying to figure out what I'm putting into it and what I need to dodge. The question is, Episode 1, Momentary Ghosts, Part 1. Is that too cumbersome? Should it just be Momentary Ghost Part 1?
Yes.
Should it be? So we should probably get rid of the Episode 1 because that's what my instinct is saying.
Or what if you did it all? Actually, it looks better.
Well, wait.
Like that?
I like episode 1,
Yeah, me too.
but I'm in favor of episodes.
Well, this is an
That's the
episode.
new route that I'm going.
But I think what I might do is put the episode down here with the barcode and all that stuff instead of putting it up here.
That's not a bad idea. That's a good.
Just to leave it as Momentary Ghost and then get rid of Part 1 and Episode 1.
Well, Part 1 has to be in here because this is 64 pages. So we're putting them out into 232.
Well, you can do Episode 1 and then 1.5.
Well, that's not what I was after. But I mean, like,
And then
Momentary
the next
Ghost
one,
Part
it'll be
1,
2/2.
I think is what we're going to keep. So let's do this.
I just say that does look a lot better, though, because it almost centers it
Mhm.
between everything. So
Yeah, the biggest problem I've got is that Bellatrix Rising is slanted. So to
that
center it down
Monterey
the
Ghost
page,
one.
it always looks like it's off-centered to the right. Could be Momentary Ghosts 1. So, like I was saying to Raph when we were talking about this, Bellatrix Rising is set up in episodes. So episode 1 is called Momentary Ghosts. And there's 2 issues to it, issue 1 and 2. But like the second one is Oxygen Inc., and it's 3 episodes, or 3 issues. It's 1 episode, but it's 3 issues.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be episode 2, issue 1, 2, and 3. Because it's, of course, it's a Star Trek knockoff. So
for that, then I wouldn't do part 1, and I would just do an issue in a different, like in a corner or something like that. Issue 1.
Well, the problem is that issue 2 will be also called Momentary Ghosts. Then,
So then you'd say issue 2 instead of issue 1 in a different corner.
I'm in favor of episodes, but like I said, I'm a little biased.
Oh, I was gonna say you can do episode 1,
the episodes aren't
Monetary
going away.
Ghost. Yeah, that's what I say. You do episode 1, Monetary Ghosts. You get rid of the part 1, and you put it as issue 1 in like a different corner. So then it looks like an actual issue. And then
and then
on the next book,
down here
issue
during imprint, it would say episode 1, comma, issue 1.
Or you could do it that way too.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I was gonna say you could do episode 1, Monterey Ghost, or you could do it that way as well. That way it works as well, because you don't really want to keep the issue as big and bold as with your title,
right?
Because
that. Oh yeah, I like this. I like that
because that looks a lot better. And then if you do the issue, episode 1, issue 1,
down here,
whatever, like in the corner or whatnot, it would look better that way, because then it looks more collectible. No, just not that big.
And so we could just put that here, like this, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't see it yet. Here. So something more like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's still on there, but it's down there on.
And now you just need a background.
1, issue 1, series 1. Well, so Donald's making a joke, but the truth of the matter is that's exactly how I'm doing all of my poses for the pages, because it's got to be E01, I01, PP01, F01.
PP01?
Yeah, for page 1.
Oh.
And then F1 for frame 1.
Got it.
So that you just have this long number. It goes on so that you can place one particular frame if I need to.
What are you doing?
Brian's having issues.
Why?
Mostly because otherwise, if you ever see my pre-pose directories, there's thousands of pre-poses in there. And if they don't have some kind of alignment to them, they get completely bonked.
That hurts my head. It hurts me in the head.
The newer version doesn't really need episode 1 and issue 1 because they have their own folders. But in the folders, because of the way, and you're going to see whenever I start putting this together, the bridge is ready. So I'm going to set up all the pre-poses for all the bridge stuff probably tonight and just start populating it. Well, but in the book we have the bridge, then we have the pilot house, then we go back to the bridge, then we go to the pilot house, then we go back to the bridge. Well, the pilot house isn't ready, so those I don't need to pre-render those yet. So it's all right. It all makes sense to me. I have already perfected this. I started it in 2005. I know what I'm doing. It just sounds complicated to you guys.
Yeah,
you don't do it this way. And that's okay. That's okay.
It's your book. It's all good.
As long as you know what's going on.
I totally know what I'm doing.
Good.
Well, okay, that's probably questionable, but at least I know what I'm doing with the book. Whether I know what I'm doing in general, well, that's questionable.
even if you don't know, we don't know that. So just go
That's
with
true.
the lie.
I should just say yes. I know exactly what I'm doing.
It's always a good way to go about it.
Oh well. Okay, so I'm liking kind of where we're setting up on this thing. That's pretty good. So, and also the thing I did learn from the tech manual was I liked the title staff because I had it originally like this lined out, and you can't read it as well. So I liked it stacked a little bit more like that one. So. These are the things I have learned, guys.
Hi, how's it going with your story? Oh, I'm on episode 2, book 43, scene 64.
Blue 42. Blue 42.
Blue 42.
Hike.
Vanilla strawberry.
You did it wrong. It's
Red
Blue 42.
6.
Blue 42. Your mother's a whore. Hey!
I mean, legitimately, has anyone here actually played football? I mean, we don't know.
I did.
You really did?
For one season.
Kick butt. Kick
That
butt.
explains a lot.
And then I went back to hockey.
Fair.
That explains
That
even
explains
more.
even more.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that one. Hockey's a lot better anyways. So.
Why is this page causing me so much problems?
Did you guys go see Multiverse yet?
Nope.
I need to.
No.
I still want to go see the Sonic movie.
It was
This
entertaining.
explains a great many things about you there, Colton.
Actually,
I'm
I've
just opening
heard
up
the
about
Sonic
everything,
movies.
apparently.
I've heard the Sonic movies are actually really good.
I heard it was really good.
I'm just
It
making
wasn't
jokes
too
because,
bad.
of course,
We had
my
to take
kid wants to see the Sonic movie, and I think that's funny.
Yeah, we took Coda to watch them. Both of them. He loved them. And the
I
second
heard
one's not
it's
too
like-
bad.
I heard
Knuckles
that
is awesome.
I heard Jim Carrey steals the show in them.
I hear
Oh,
he
yeah.
actually acts like Eggman, and I was like, yes. Like he did really good in the first one. I just wanted to see what he would do in the second one as well.
I don't think you'll be let down. It was pretty good.
That's good. He's always been a good improv actor.
Though that didn't stop. Was it?
Ryan Reynolds?
Not Robin. Not. Was it De Niro that played Two-Face? Robert De Niro.
No, it was Tommy Lee Jones. And that
Tommy
God,
Lee
we
Jo-
don't talk about that monstrosity.
Yeah, but Tommy Lee Jones said that he couldn't handle his unsanctioned buffoonery.
I mean, that's
And I've
fair.
always loved that quote.
Tommy Lee Jones takes himself way too serious.
That movie didn't even take itself seriously.
The Elvis Theater is one of my favorite places, though. Donald.
Elvis?
Yeah, Donald. So Donald apparently lives in my neighborhood. I can tell because Donald keeps going to places that are not very far from me. Because like the Elvis,
or is he just stalking you?
Well, maybe, but the Elvis Theater is down on 64th and Sheridan. So
heard it here,
I
folks.
used to go to that
now
one
you can go
back
stalk.
Wow.
Who did that?
So
Welcome
are
to my
they
neighborhood.
starting to do street races inside your house there, Colton?
A little bit of column A, a little bit of B. Welcome to Montbello.
right. I'm like, whoa, that's pretty serious.
It
You live in
goes on
Montbello
until
now?
about 3 o'clock in the morning.
Montbello's thing.
It's a thing, that's for sure. Also, my room gets really hot, so I have to open up a window.
That's fair. That's actually what I was thinking. Was you probably have your window open? Oh, the power went out randomly last night, which I wouldn't have noticed because it happened at 1:21 in the morning. Except that, of course, the second the power went out, my room started to rise in temperature until I was like, I'm awake.
We call that a possession.
Yep. So, but it turns out that it was some lady driving down Sheridan, ran off the road and ran into a transformer.
Oh, I thought you were saying somebody was driving out Sheridan, so my room got hot. I was like, what?
Well,
are you sure this isn't a possession? Oh, with graphic design. Okay. Graphic design background.
Yeah. You're like, what? What? It doesn't make any sense with this particular foreground picture because I just threw one that will be of the same style. But she's going to be more disturbed looking and not happy gleeful. 64th and almost fair. Wadsworth. Is that the one with the red cross? No. Maybe it is. Oof. There's like one somewhere near here. It has like the crosses lit up with red lights. And I'm like, I feel like that's not giving the feeling that you want it to give.
That sounds like the red light district. And that sounds like you're paying for something else.
I feel like that's not doing what you want it to do. As a graphic designer, I feel like
mistakes were made.
It's actually not that scary. It's just loud. Past that, there's nothing else here.
Ah, damn it.
Southwest
Colorado has gentrified. Is that how you say it? They've gentrified this whole area. So, yeah. So it's definitely not.
Yeah, I got mixed feelings on that.
On gentrification?
Gentrification.
Mm-hmm.
In general, yeah.
Welcome to Colorado.
I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it either. And
we keep doing that to anywhere and everywhere.
Well, it's loaded.
Soon it's going to be Pueblo.
Oh, Pueblo could stand anything. Anything will make Pueblo better.
We were talking about that at one of my drawing groups with my school. One of my teachers like, where? It was like, they're like, oh yeah, one of the guys like, I know Colorado. I had a girlfriend from Pueblo. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like, what's that mean? I was like, were they country gangsters? And he's like, what's that even? Wait a second. Oh yeah, that kind of describes her. I was like, yeah.
Jeez Louise, Donald.
What? I got
Donald's
shot.
Like, I got shot at
back then. Yeah, see, that was 90s though. I thought I was hearing gunshots, and then I realized they weren't gunshots because they started becoming. I started listening closely, and it was backfiring from all the loud cars they have here.
I don't know. Mariah, my wife was working at that Montessori there for a while. It wasn't. I guess it wasn't horrible.
We hear gunfire all the time, and we found out it's an old man that hunts geese on this empty lot back behind us because he doesn't realize that's part of the city. So he's going into Firestone to hunt geese.
That's hilarious.
And when the developer had, came out and it's like, okay, here's what we're planning, the guy got mad at him that he's taking away his geese hunting area.
That's pretty funny.
Not sure what to think about that one either.
I know the area that Brian's talking about, that's fairly normal.
Yeah.
At least it used to be back when I was a kid.
It was so long ago.
Yeah.
Now, it is kind of crazy how much Colorado's changed. Just short amount of time. Like, we always had the steady progression. But now it's just like night and day from what it used to be.
Oh, hey, Raph. I was saying before you came on that I have managed to put a smart outlet on my swamp cooler. So now I'm just up here like pushing the button on my phone to turn on and off my swamp cooler downstairs in the living room.
Nice.
So super excessive. I love it. Just being completely ridiculous. But you know me and technology. It's the way it goes. Everybody has their price.
Everybody has their what?
As in the price of where you are willing to totally sell all of your information. I'm like, ooh, shiny technology.
I know how to get a guy into a van.
They've already got me. Didn't take that much time.
I haven't got you.
Yet.
He's not that hard. He's pretty easy.
So many jokes, so little time.
Epic boy, you want a processor? I got shiny new ones in this back trunk, this back seat here. Brian,
you okay there, Brian?
Just bag and tag him like a bear.
Drop him off at Raph's house when I'm done.
What's that?
I'll just drop him off at your house when I'm done.
Nah, it's all right. I don't need you knowing where we live. Who's all going to Starfest?
Me.
Isn't that in like 2 weeks?
It's this weekend.
It's this weekend? Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
If I get everything done, I will be there.
It's the last one.
We're going to be down there. We'll be down there on a Friday, I think.
We'll probably be down there on Friday too. We'll be in Geek Tank Guard, so you should be able to find us relatively easily.
You'll be in the pink jerseys, right?
Yeah, we'll be in our green jerseys.
Oh.
But yeah, it's the last one, and it's like,
isn't that where you guys started?
Yeah, it's the first one we did as Geek Tank. Well, no, that's not true. as Geek Tank, it was the first one we did as Geek Tank that was not part of the Brass Armadillo.
Is that where you go? What?
Okay,
so
there's a long, stupid story behind the birth of Geek Tank. We were at a place called the Brass Armadillo, which is a antique
all ears
in Wheat Ridge. And it was a job I'd gotten hired for to do video editing for and random miscellaneous artwork. The problem is the guy was the owner of the Brass was so there are lots of like things I could say, but the best thing to say was he was a geek, but nobody had let him be a geek because he was raised in a rich family that had all of this stuff and he was expected to be normal. And so he was a repressed geek. It was the weirdest thing I have ever seen in my life. You know, he would act like a complete jock and, you know, I hate all them nerds. They're all weird. But then he'd on the slide go, hey, real quickly, let's build together a 1/350th scale enterprise with motors and lights, and I'll buy all the parts if you build it, you know. And it was like weirdest.
That's still pretty cool
ever. But he was definitely a conflict. He married his wife, hated anything geeky. She hated it all. He had boffers, you know, from sword fighting, the ones that are all like foamed up so that they don't hurt. And she made him get rid of them.
Oh,
they were weird, and you know he wasn't allowed to play D&D because that was demonic, and you know stuff like that. It was like really, really bizarre.
It sounds like my childhood.
Anyway, so the guy was
sounds like my ex.
The guy was he was it was just a booth in a case. So you actually know the guy I'm talking about, Donald. So anyway, the problem with him was that he was trying to do all these cool things that were interesting, but he couldn't do them himself because his wife wouldn't let him and stuff like that. So he
lived vicariously
through all of us. And so he wanted to do a TV show or a TV channel back before all of the pay channels were out there. And he called it iAntique. And so he had all of us local guys kind of come up with ideas for shows to put on there. And we came up with Geek Tank, like Think Tank. So we did these shows once a week on his channel where we did, you know, we talked about whatever was geeky today and the in things and yada, yada, yada. Well, he got us tickets to DCC, Comic-Con, and we were setting up there, and the problem I had with him was he was not a very good manager. He was one of those managers who, you know, hey, I'm paying you $5 an hour, so you better just jump, you know, sort of managers. And you're like, $5 an hour is not a lot. He wasn't really paying me $5 an hour, but you get the idea.
He wasn't paying you.
He was actually paying me $10 an hour to do video editing.
Oh, dude, you weren't getting paid. You weren't getting paid.
And you know what was even worse? He said, look, I'll pay you $10 an hour. And I was like, for video editing? And he goes, you have a kid and you haven't had a job in a year and a half. You'll take this. And I was like, that's the way this is going to be. He wasn't wrong. I took it. So anyway.
This is before you knew.
Yeah. So I guess Donald didn't have a very good job or a very good experience with him either. And he's nobody's problem now. I
wonder why.
Anyway, so he called me, and I had, at the time, I had my kid with me. This was 2014, so my kid was 4. And he said, and I was in charge of the kid for the day. You know, my wife was working. She was at the time, she was a substitute teacher. So she was wherever they put her. And so I had him for the day. And there was nobody to watch him. but me. And so he called and said, I need you down at the convention center right now to set up. And I said, I can't. I have my kid. And he said, well, bring the kid with you. And I'm like, he's 4 and they've got forklifts on that floor. He'll be underneath a wheel before you know it. There is no way I'm taking my 4-year-old to set up at DCC. We'll be lucky if he doesn't die. And he said, you'll do it or you'll be fired. And I said, then fire me. And he fired me. And so we after he cooled down a little, he was like, well, okay, you know what? This just isn't working. What he'd been doing was he was only paying me 38 hours because he didn't want me to do 40 hours. Because if I did 40 hours by under Obamacare, he'd have to give me health insurance. So he wouldn't let me work more than 38 hours. But he gave me 50 hours worth of work. So what he was really hoping I would do is take the rest of it home and do it at home for free. But I wouldn't. So, so I wouldn't do it. So what he was getting mad at me for was, he was saying, you weren't doing your work. Sorry, dude. I was going to take it home. So he's like, so we'll just part ways, but you can keep Geek Tank. So I was like, cool. So we kept Geek Tank. So the first convention that we did as us that wasn't under him or under the Brass Armadillo was Starfest. And that's the
like people have a saying for guys like that.
Yep. Well,
it's called fuck that puto.
Right, exactly. The thing that really makes me mad about this is I talk to people who are like, look, we don't need a minimum wage. We don't need any of that stuff. Just let the companies operate. And I'm like, have you been there? Because, I mean, literally, this guy said, you haven't worked in a long time and you have a kid. You'll work for what I tell you you'll work for. That's literally what he said. And he paid me $10 an hour. And he wouldn't let me have more than 38 hours because he was super conservative and didn't want to give a dime to that evil Obama. So I'm like, thanks. So I have to pay for all my health care out of my pocket for the $10 an hour you're paying me. Gotcha.
You're way too nice of a person.
Because,
well, actually, so a lot of companies did that when Obamacare became a thing. They're like, oh, that's it? All right, cool. So they dropped everybody down to like 30 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
So they didn't have to pay
so that they could dodge it. And it's like, that's not the point. That wasn't what we were after.
And they wonder why people don't want to work for them now.
Right. I know. That's what gets me is like, then we went through this whole thing with COVID and nobody wants to go back to these jobs. And everybody's like, well, why don't they want to work? And I'm like, well, probably because the employers don't want them to live.
Because the employers are the ones that fucked them over.
Yeah. I'm like, I wouldn't have gone. If I had to resign out of the brass for this. So for the record, the individual in question is no longer on this earth. So he's not in charge of the brass. The Brass Armadillo is actually a great place. You can go back there, whatever. I'm not saying anything bad about the brass. So, yep. So apparently he was doing bad things and his dad called him to the Brass Armadillo and wherever it is, Iowa, Indiana, I don't know where it was. And so he went there and his dad fired him and he took his own life in the bathroom there.
Damn.
Which was...
That escalated a lot quicker than I thought.
Kind of a horrible way to end that whole thing. So there's that.
I don't know. I'm a fucked up person. I see that as a win.
Yeah, well...
Cancel me if you want, people, but I see that as a win. We don't need people like that.
The thing is, I feel kind of bad because I feel like if he had been let alone when he was younger, because he was my age, so we were of the same generation. So he was in his, at this point in time, early mid 40s. I feel like if he had been let alone to just run a comic shop somewhere, he would have been a completely different person.
It sounds to me like if his dad was a complete and total fucktard.
Right. That's what I mean. Is I feel like his dad forced him to be somebody he wasn't his whole life. I mean, we always talk about like people who are trans having problems with that because they, they feel like they're one gender and they're not or whatever, and it causes them to have this. But I think there are a lot of things where we force people to be something that they're not. And it, after a while, it just burns them, What'd you say?
I definitely understand that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Colton, this isn't about you, man. Stop it.
Colton, it's not about you, man.
Wow. All right, then. I'll just be quiet.
We're oppressing you now. We're just
going to go sit in a nice corner and cry.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody puts Colton in the corner.
No, it's just one of those things. I feel like that's a big deal, and I feel like that happens to a lot of people for a lot of different ways, reasons.
Oh, it does.
Told not to be themselves, whatever themselves is.
Society's fucked up.
Sometimes it is. It really, really is.
Well, and that's the problem I run into with drawing. Like, if you want to know why I'm so fast, it's because when Dad was younger, he would actually actively stop me from drawing.
Yeah.
And he would do everything in his power to make it so that I could not draw. So I had to become fast so that I could get something out so he wouldn't interrupt me.
Right. Well, and I mean, even if it's not, I mean, because all parents have good intentions, even if sometimes they're screwed up on how they execute them. I guess not all parents, but most parents do. But even my dad, who had totally good intentions, he was totally well-intentioned. His whole thing was, it's great that you're drawing, but have a real job too. Which was just as painful, just as screwed up,
Yep.
And he didn't mean it. He didn't mean to be mean. He was trying to be helpful. There were a lot of things that my dad said where it was like, I know what you mean, but I don't think you realize what it sounds like.
Well, in the case of my dad, it was because he failed in art drafting, and he didn't want me to go down the same path as him.
Exactly.
Like, I understand the reasoning, but it also caused a lot of issues and still causes a lot of issues.
Well, like I said, they mean well.
Yeah.
I've been saying things to my kid that now I'm realizing I better put the brakes on because it's not going the way it should. It's not helping like it should. It's not doing what I intend. All it's going to do is end up with my kid in therapy going, well, my dad used to say, well, that's not what I was after. Yeah. All right. I like this is a rough cut, but I think I'm good with this rough cut. I need to still put the brand on here. Hey Raph, I still have your ad on here. I hope that's somewhat okay. But I left your ad on the inside back cover.
When I get my book out, my next issue out, I'm putting yours on there. So you're good.
Hey! We'll trade.
Equivalent exchange.
Right? That sounds like the things that I think it's a good thing. That wasn't actually what I was after, but I was actually just asking for your permission. However, thank you.
I will take this permission.
Maybe I should move this over.
I honestly think that should be a norm between all of us independent artists.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Got projects out.
I can't see why we wouldn't do that. That seems like a thing we should always do.
Crab in a barrel syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
That's why. I don't know how many times I've seen my buddies post art and then I share my version of whatever they were drawing and they attack me. They're just like, dude, you shouldn't be doing that. That's bad etiquette. You're taking my followers. It's like, dude, I'm just sharing. No malice intended there at all.
I am open, and you guys are welcome to share anything you see that you feel like needs to be shared. Please do. One of my dad's buddies does that all the time. He like shares everything I put up there that's art related, and I'm like, that's so sweet of you. But I mean, you know, you know him, you know me, you've known me since I was a kid because you're one of my dad's buddies. But there's no obligation, you know. And now, especially, you know, you're not like winning brownie points with my dad or anything because he's gone. So it's like I just really appreciate it. I'm like, that's very sweet of you. You know, it's kind of cool. All right.
That's actually really cool. I got a lot of family members that don't even share.
Yeah.
I only have
like just
one.
a simple
I never
share,
share it, but I at least have one family member. She always likes all my stuff, and I like it. I appreciate it because most of my family doesn't. Like, oh, cool, you draw. So what are you gonna do? I'm like, yep.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with your life? And I mean, that's cool, but what real thing are you going?
So I get that part all the time. That's why I was like, all right, cool, I understand. And that's where I'm like, all right, cool. But then she's like, oh yeah, these are awesome, nice job. And I was like, what?
Right.
Like, how do I reply to this crap?
Okay. Dear old DC. Nope. We haven't we're still here, Donald. The show won't end for another hour. We still got work to do.
Oh, man.
I know. I'm looking at Supergirl number
You're on the wrong layer.
58. He's on the wrong layer. I'm looking at Supergirl 58. I'm kind of looking at the layout on this. Kind of. I guess the problem is I don't know if I like the layout. This is from 2014, so it's a relatively old issue.
It's from DC, so it's wrong anyway.
Yeah, probably. Well, it looks like the cover was done by Amy Reeder. God, I love Amy Reeder. She's so cool.
I don't know who that is, but I'm horrible with names anyway.
Oh, I've met her a few times. Squirrel Girl.
Oh, yeah.
She usually...
Oh, yeah. I have met her once.
Local.
She was cool.
So I see her a lot here. I've got a Spider-Man. An X-Men number 30.
I think I met her because she was at Dink.
Yeah, that's where I met her the first time I was at Dink.
Yeah, that is where I met her. Okay. I was like, my memory's correct.
Dink.
I know, I love Dink.
That was a good show.
So I got an X-Men 30. Looks like Marvel's putting the imprint on the upper right.
Put yours where you think it looks right.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm
your own thing.
Everything looks right.
Don't copy anybody. Just be Guy.
Yeah, well, there is issues there.
Be the guy.
Be the guy. The guy in the chair.
Here's that. All right.
Alphabet blocks suck.
Haven't seen Luna in a long time. Yeah, well, I think she's fine.
Luna?
Yeah, our buddy Luna. She used to really. She used to visit my show quite a bit back in the day.
Was she with Hone?
No. She's local. She actually was part of my Star Trek role playing group.
Oh.
Which is why she was dropping in on the show, because then she commissioned her character, and I drew her character for her and for the game.
That's awesome.
But she also is.
Those are my favorite commissions.
I know, right? Because they're in your game and you see them every day when you're in the game and stuff. I love those too. Okay.
I just love the freedom to create, like mess with the costumes and stuff.
Yeah, well, we were playing Star Trek, so the best part
Nice.
about this was, like, you know, I knew exactly what uniform to put them into because I knew what era we were in and all the thing. You know what I mean? It was like just so much fun. It was so cool. All right. Feel like if we look at this cover like this, actually put a new layer here, and I'll make it black so that it doesn't. Oh, that didn't work like I wanted it to. Let's do this, not multiply then, huh? There we go. All right, how does this read, guys?
Like a book.
And that was when I had to go off and kill Raph again.
No, that was
wasn't
Colton.
me. What the hell?
That was Colton.
I'll kill Raph anyway. No, I'm just
See,
kidding.
Raph, we are the same people.
Why do
apparently.
I get
Why are
blamed
you
for
always
everything?
picked on? Why do you get picked on for everything? Because you're the troublemaker, Raph. Tell me it's not true.
How did I get that reputation?
Well, she was doing sculpting. If you're,
How'd you get the reputation of being the troublemaker?
No.
Yeah.
I'm continuing the discussion with.
I don't know. I'll talk to Guy. That's a Guy question. He needs to answer.
Okay.
I corrupt one dude, and next thing I know, I'm the troublemaker.
And then
It's because you corrupted him.
From that point forward.
Guy could have said no.
Wait, who did he corrupt?
Me?
No means no.
You have to understand the word first.
Why does it sound like the Zelda music is playing?
I don't know. But you can hear the
I thought
music.
I was in an elevator.
You are in.
I have my own music up.
Yeah. You guys can complain about the music, but I don't get kicked off of YouTube for it. So there's that.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I haven't put any music on. I didn't want it to pop on yours and get you busted.
Yeah. I actually tripped over this guy while working at the aforementioned Brass Armadillo. There we go. I feel like that's a pretty decent cover. It reads pretty decently. There. I like that.
Oh, I drew my first anime character over the weekend. Forgot to tell you guys.
Which
All
one?
right. Congratulations. Welcome to the dark side.
It was the guy from Demon Slayer.
Oh, cool.
The main character.
Oh, wait. I should
Main
say
one.
that's awesome, Colton. Okay. There you go. There, I've now equalized.
I mean, see, that's expected of me.
I've equalized the playing field there. Just for you, Raph. I equalized the playing field.
No, you just gave my credit for my first anime character to another dude. That doesn't equal anything.
Right?
I did a great job on that piece, by the way.
Demons. Which character in Demon Slayer?
The main.
The main one. I can't remember his name. I'm horrible with names.
Oh, Tanjiro? Okay.
Yeah. I was like, the name's going to come to me in a minute.
I think, is that right? He's wearing the green checkered gi?
Yeah. Tanjiro.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's interesting you didn't get his sister.
Yeah, his sister.
No, they wanted me to.
Everybody draws his sister.
The guy who commissioned me wanted me to venomize him. So I did him on a Venom cover.
Cool. Venomize him?
Yep. The Venom symbiote.
That sounds cool.
And there's my Huggy Wuggy.
I like your Huggy Wuggy. I mean, you know, it's kind of disturbing, but.
You like my Huggy Wuggy? I thought we called that spooning. All right, AFK. Be right back.
Okay.
Look at Raph trying to be hip and use hip words.
Well, speaking of AFK, I'm going to AFK and get more tea. You want more tea, Colton, while I'm out?
I would love some.
Cool.
I think this fight is coming out much more violent than what I originally intended. But it is fun to draw.
So guy offered a drink for Colton, but not Brian. That's fucked up.
I know. Always the
That's not a friend,
bridesmaid,
man.
never the bride.
Hey. You leave our tea love alone.
Says the other woman.
Yeah.
All right. I'm back.
Welcome back.
My ice maker's not making ice as much. It's like,
Is that what you call it now?
yeah, you know, as you get older, I'm just saying. So this is Raph erasing everything with kneadable eraser.
Not erasing.
I don't know what you're doing. What are you doing?
It is a little trick I picked up. Take a kneaded eraser after you do your pencils or any part where you did pencils that you're worried about smudging, especially when you're getting ready to ink.
Oh, it picks up all
And
the
it
extra.
picks up. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about smudging.
Mm-hmm.
It's freaking awesome. I wish
That's
I could take
cool,
credit
actually.
for it, but
yeah, it picks
I
up all
think
the
it
extra
was-
graphite, especially since graphite's an easy smudge material.
yeah, I think it was David Finch that I caught doing it.
Kick butt. That's kind of cool.
No, kick ass.
Well, if you want, but you know, that's up to you, man.
More like ass kicked.
Hey-o.
All right, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go grab tea now.
Okay, this page is almost done.
This page is almost done. This page is just almost done.
Who sings that song?
Mostly Guy when he's pissed off at how fast I'm working.
Going. Yeah, that's the song. That's the song I sing. This is the song I sing. His page is almost done.
Wow.
Of course, the best one, of course, is Weird Al's version of that. I'm just saying. The song is just 6 words long.
You see there's a documentary coming out?
Yes.
Daniel Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe is the best part. I can't stop
I'm going to watch that.
I'm so in there. I'm so there. It's just, that's beautiful. Weird Al is awesome to begin with.
Wow, that was ultra dramatic.
Yeah, I was going to say we got some seriously dramatic music going on here. Well, I picked up a whole bunch of songs from Kevin MacLeod, and I just let it go and be whatever it is.
Yep, that works.
No.
Kevin MacLeod has some great songs.
And they're all royalty free.
Yes, but you still have to worry about people copyright claiming them, even though that's false.
Yep.
I ran into so many problems with Dance Macabre of all ones. I'm like, why are you guys trying to copyright claim this when it's so far out of copyright at this point?
I don't know if we're talking about the same guy, because Kevin MacLeod's still around.
Yes, I know.
Oh, okay.
But Dance Macabre is from, or Dance Macabre is from like 1700s.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying. As in his rendition of it.
Kept getting me copyright claim.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the reason they keep doing that is because they think they can monetize your video, or that you've been monetized enough that they can just take whatever money you make if they grab it.
Yeah.
There's actually a bunch of YouTubers that's happened to them, and they still have yet to get their stuff back because YouTube's a big fucking joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the only way the problem is it's the only game in town, and that's irritating.
Yeah.
Nah, there's TikTok now.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's like
Twitch.
Oh, and I'm broadcasting on all of the above. I mean, honestly, if anybody decided that they just needed me to be zorched from here, then I'd be like, well, okay, no problem. You know, pulled me off of YouTube, it wouldn't be a problem. I'd be annoyed.
Yeah, that's why that one guy at that approached us at Anime Hangout with, I can make it, I could give you a YouTube channel and get all your YouTube stuff going. And then I laid out like every problem with YouTube, and he's like, I've never heard of this. I'm like,
well, the thing is that we actually are familiar with this individual, so
yeah.
And there's
I think I about made him cry.
It's not that he's a bad guy. It's just that he's. We have a few people in our group who are like, I know how to make money fast. Let's do this so we can make money. And it's like, yeah, except that that's not going to work. And then they're like, no, it will. And then it doesn't. And they're like, whoa, it didn't,
Yeah.
And it's always kind of sad, and I appreciate their enthusiasm. However,
yeah, but YouTube's a game
somebody I know.
You better know that
yes,
what
you do.
you're doing before you get into it.
I'll put it in private chat for you there, Raph.
Like,
I mean, Donald, people still get paid.
Like, here's the thing. Before he even approached me and I started hitting him with that, he should have already had answers. Like, he wasn't even at that point.
He wasn't there. So, yeah, I put it in. Yeah, Colton's like, you know who that is. You know who that is.
I don't think I know who that is, actually.
You probably
but
do.
I'm horrible with names.
You do. Yeah, you do. You just, because he was there during our time.
But also, Raph, we also haven't been there in 5 years?
I haven't been there since 2015.
Okay, 7 years?
Yeah. We ended up moving to Golden, remember when me and Christina got together, and then we just couldn't make it.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that.
It was rough for a while. You really couldn't make it, and it was so difficult. Astonishingly, we still know who you are. Weird. That was a funnier joke in my head than it was when it came. It was like a lot funnier in my head than I said it, and I'm like, that wasn't really that funny. I don't know where you were going with that one there, guy.
Well, it doesn't help that I'm gonna like I'll get in the groove sometimes and I don't talk.
No, it wasn't you, dude. That was me just falling flat there. That's all good.
I think that was my problem when I was on Twitch for all of 2 seconds. I couldn't keep up with the responses.
Damn, you got that many responses? Because we're on Twitch right now, you know.
When I started my own Twitch, I'm a failure at social media, man. I am not good at it.
Yeah,
I feel you.
That's sort of why I figured we'd team up. Because between the lot of us, we might be able to be the powerhouse of one person. That's my thought.
I mean,
We
it
might
also,
have the
it's also
social
pretty
media
good
skills
because
of
if
one
of us,
individual.
like, zones out and our peas, the other people can talk to them if they want. That happens.
Yeah, but I'm so bad at social media that I probably bog you down.
Nah, you're doing fine. Doesn't bother me.
Is that why my bandwidth went down?
I told you.
What the heck? There's vocals in this.
What?
There's vocals in this song.
Well, if it's a song,
Weird.
more than likely it should have vocals. Right?
Well, that's what I was
Got
thinking. I'm
lo-fi
like, there's
in the background.
vocals here. What's going on? Who are you people? I'm like, at first I thought, is this like Brian secretly like trying to summon a demon? What's going on here?
No, that's only on Tuesdays. You don't have to worry
exactly.
about
It's
that.
not tonight. This is the wrong night for you to be summoning demons, and you should know better.
Well, mine's on Monday, so.
Oh, so it was you summoning the demon. Raph. See, and then earlier you were like, why are you always pinning me for trouble? And here you are. Here you are.
Again, I'm not the one causing trouble. It's just the demon.
Right. Exactly.
Hey, where's Bob at? I thought he was supposed to be getting on these at some point.
Right?
He threatened us the other day that he was going to come on.
I'll see him tomorrow.
Threatened us?
I gave him the link, so
He may
may also
today,
not
'cause
know
he's
that
really not good at keeping a schedule.
he may also not know that the link is permanent. So he may be thinking, I'll need a new link, So I'll just talk to him tomorrow. It'll be fine.
I might go with that argument if it wasn't for Colton sharing it and updating it.
You're welcome. I just every time I have to scroll through at least 10 or 20 of them. I'm like, I'm just gonna repost this next time I see when I finally find it.
Works for me, guys. I'm good with that. I wish there was a way to set it for, permanently stuck at the top of the page.
Oh, pin it.
Yeah,
that would be cool.
All right, page 1. Stars to coffee. Definitely a thing. I'll take this. Maybe I'll put it just a little bit down here so that it's kind of blending a little. No. This one. Thank you.
Blowing my ear again. That was sexy.
This is why we don't take you places, right?
Hey, Raph's in my ASMR. I'm gonna let him have it.
Yeah, there you go, Raph. That you need more ASMR in your social media. That'll make it for you.
All right, I know I was being cool by saying AFK, but I really don't know what the hell that means. So what's that?
That's all right. Me neither.
AFK.
No,
I know what
they
AFK
are.
means because I'm old.
I was like, Raph, you can't be that old.
It is autonomous sensory meridian response.
Oh yeah.
Yes, okay.
So in other words, goosebumps.
It's when you're it's like if someone's like whispering to you really softly. Some people get it from like people chewing chips.
Gotcha.
Crumpling paper. Like it's a whole thing nowadays.
Yeah, on YouTube.
See, Donald's helping you out.
What do you say?
Away from keyboard.
Oh, fuck, I don't do another page.
But yeah, there's actually some Twitch streamers that's actually how they make their money, is ASMR content. I've actually jumped on them because I was kind of curious. I'm like, what do you actually do? And I'm like, this is kind of weird and kind of creepy. One girl will lick earphones. There's mics that look like ears, and she'll lick them.
To each their own. I'm good.
Also, think about it.
I'm trying to figure out how she managed to pull it off, but
oh, she's one of the top streamers in Twitch.
Yeah, but how did she lick your ear?
No, she licked a microphone that looks like an ear.
Oh, I see.
So you get the licking sensation sound of someone licking your ear sexually.
And then you can fantasize about it.
Yep.
That's really weird. But okay, hey, you know what? Each person is their own person.
Make your money where you can.
Fair.
That's why I say cosplayers, especially women, need to start charging for photos when they get asked at cons. Because you know what those things are being used for. That's not an innocent photo.
Some of them, yeah, that's true. Oh, there you go. You're catching up. Got it. Yep. Nope. Keep going. Keep going. Thank you. When your brush doesn't want to, you're like, why are you stopped? That does not make sense. And then.
Oh, your computer lag?
Yep. Oh, so it's like my brush stopped. That's weird. Why aren't you working? And then next thing you know, it literally just like 20 lines just popped up on my screen that I drew. Excuse my processor.
Okay, well. I am at the halfway point of this issue.
Jesus, cat.
Page 156?
No, page 18 of issue 2. I am not that fast.
I never said you were fast. I'm just saying.
You just lean in the line. You gotta look cooler.
Clean lines. If you're not stuck in time loop.
I got restocked on my Fathom covers if anybody knows somebody who wants a copy.
Are you making ink blots, guy?
No, it's coffee.
That's coffee?
It does not look like coffee.
It's like an ink blot.
It's coffee being poured.
Huh?
So it starts with stars. So the top half of the panel.
Oh, that's
stars.
dope. I love that.
Coffee for the first panel where the coffee is pouring out of the coffee pot.
That's brilliant. I like it.
Thank you.
Very avant-garde.
Oh, why? Thank you very much.
Cool. too late for coffee.
It is never
I
too
want
late
coffee,
for coffee.
but I officially hit that old age where it actually keeps me up.
Yep.
I used to be able to drink it no matter
right to
when,
sleep?
and I'd
Yeah.
be. Yep. Now I can't.
Not anymore.
Those were good days.
It's funny because people, don't you ever miss being single? No, I miss being able to drink coffee at night and going straight to bed. And not having to get up to pee.
Right?
Right.
That's the big one.
I miss those days.
Random name generator quickly. No dying. Fairy name generator.
Death is uncurable. Please don't do it.
Real names. I don't know. Fine. Hittite names. Hippie names. Oh, I love hippie names. That's good.
God damn it. Freaking Copic markers. Why did it have to be so freaking awesome? Quit yawning. That stuff's contagious, man.
It'll kill you. It'll kill you right out.
You got 20 minutes.
It'll cut you. It'll cut you.
Then you can be tired.
Oh, I'm so glad I made my design booklet. Because I'm like, what year was this again? Oh, yeah. I have a timeline. Right here.
I feel like Guy's trying to say something about my method of creating comics.
Actually, no.
He has an entire timeline. I'm just reaching right up the rectal orifice and just pulling.
Dude, you know what I used to do before I got together with Christina?
No, I didn't.
I don't want to know.
I used to grab a page and just draw random boxes and then write my story as I drew. She yelled at me. And now I don't do that. No, I actually write it down.
Sounds about right. And I was like, and then you got with Christina. Yeah, that didn't last long.
No. I actually write stories and thumbnail now. It's like
you actually prep.
Prep schmep. Yeah. I mean, what?
Such a bad word for me back in the day.
But it does save you on some headaches, though.
And it saves you on writing time. Like before, when you're, at least for me, when I was just doing it one page at a time, it would take me longer to write the page. When I use Guy's like issue setup thing, it made the writing so much faster because I had the entire thing scripted in a couple of days, and now I'm just, finalizing the art and kind of finalizing the pages. And it's so much faster.
I don't know. I didn't really see a difference, but, I'm weird.
I could have told you that.
It's only because we ride the same short bus.
I mean, yeah, I was your next seat neighbor.
Dude, I had to keep tightening your helmet.
That was only because the water would loosen the straps on the chair.
You call it water. I call it his saliva.
I was calling it an electric chair, but hey.
Hey, that's actually pretty good. Tinfoil helmet.
Safes inside the safes, people.
I'm pretty sure at some point Guy's going to regret having us on here.
He hasn't regretted me yet. So either I'm not doing something wrong or I'm doing everything right.
I mean, I think you guys are going to be just fine. He's had me on so many times that I think you guys, if I haven't gotten kicked off yet, you should be okay.
I didn't say I was worried about getting kicked off. Guy's too nice.
Might also be that I'm just not judgy. Except now. Now I'm judgy. Now I'm judgy. Okay. I feel like this needs to be like that. There we go. Maybe no nations.
Oh, so any of you guys planning on going to see Multiverse of Madness?
I
I'm
intend
open
to see
to
it
one
someday.
day.
I just don't know if I'm going to go to the theater for it.
Yeah, the reason, well, we wanted to see it regardless it's a Marvel movie, you know us, but the other reason we went to see it was because we're trying to avoid all the spoilers that are going around already.
I haven't seen really anything except for the previews, which I saw some things in there. I was like, oh, okay.
At some point when my life slows down enough, I would like to see it, but that's not for a while.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go hit the movies a lot when it's finally summer and I actually have time. I'm not swamped with school.
Yeah, we bought those AMC passes. Those things come in handy. It's $20 a month and you get to watch 3 movies a week. Yeah, I'll take advantage of that.
Not a bad deal. For $20, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty cool.
So they're banking on you spending a lot of money on food.
Yeah, but joke's on them. We go into Target before we go and buy our concessions there. Because they are $6 cheaper for a box of candy.
Right.
Right.
And then with Coda, we just bring in one of his cups and we just fill it with a icy because he's loving those things. So we don't even pay for that. I'm just like, no. Stuff's overpriced, man.
Fair.
In the end, there was no race, no nations, no money. Wow. Man, I'm mingling the English on this so bad.
Just put it in Chinese.
There you go.
Or Japanese. When people can't read it, they'll just assume you did something right. And then anybody who knows Japanese and knows you messed up, they'll just think, oh, it was just a dumb white guy. No harm, no foul.
Stupid gaijin. Always ruining our culture.
What's funny is guys' names in that.
Yeah.
So, did you hear the story about that?
Nah.
There was an awesome story about that. That I was in my dojo, my Kyudo dojo, and one day, we were just practicing, and during the break, because there was always a mid practice break, we'd all sit around and just drink tea. During the break, somebody had said we should come up with kanji for guy's name, because he should have kanji. That's what he should have. And so everybody started kind of bandying it about. And so I said, oh, it's obvious. You should just use Guy from Gaijin, right? And my sensei looked me square in the eye and his face just completely fell slack. And he goes, you can't use that kanji. You're not an outsider. Like, whoa. It was like the end of that discussion right there.
Yeah.
It was like, well, said right there.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah, it really was. But he was like, no, you belong to my dojo. You are not an outsider. It was like, especially since the first thing he said to me was, I don't like foreigners, so I hope you change my mind.
Nice, dude.
Right off the bat. Wham! Slap me in the face. I'm like, thanks.
Yeah, but I mean, if he's not letting you go with a foreigner,
right? Well, this
kanji,
was
that's badass.
3 years later or whatever, and that was what they were all talking about. Was we have to give him real kanji. He's got to have a real name. Was sort of the discussion going around there. So it really was. It was a nice circle. You know what I mean? Like an end of the circle. It was very nice.
Well, I think I am going to head out.
Make like a baby and head out?
Yep.
That's quitter talk. No.
You got 10 minutes.
You've got 10 minutes. You could do 6 more pages.
Not with the day I've had.
I love you, Brian. I just love you. I just hope you know.
I hope you know we're just teasing.
Oh, I know. I'm just really tired from the day.
It's all good. We understand.
I don't blame you, man.
I totally understand.
I'm amazed you're on in general. So
I'm happy
amazing
and pleased that you're on. Yes, I appreciate you joining us.
So I'll catch you guys later. Have a nice night.
See you on the flip side.
All right, man. You take it easy.
Okay, so I have to put this. I don't know if I like that. I want to put this sort of an opening quote to every episode, which sort of gives backstory. And I'm sort of struggling with this. I don't know if you guys can read it on the screen. You probably can't.
Year was 1922.
No.
So, but it says, in the end, there were no nations, no races, no money, just what was left of humanity pressing to get into the strange alien ships before the world ended. Just 65,000 of us, all watching in horror as the world burned. And then, of course, says, Mikhail Vangin, First Era, year 4/925, which is the year that the world ended. So, sort of establishing.
You should write it in Klingon.
I'm not going to write it in Klingon. I could write it in Tamarbeshi.
That works too. I don't know what it will say, but yes. So you're wanting an opening, an intro?
Yeah, I just feel like that's a good solid intro, sort of explaining what's going on, but then I kind of wonder whether that fits with a coffee. You know what I mean? Like, does that fit with sort of the... But it's not a lighthearted episode, so I don't know. I mean, it's... And everything that happens with the girl they pick up in the story is connected to the moment that the Earth was destroyed.
So you're trying to create backstory without creating a comic for backstory.
Yeah, because all of the backstory pieces are all part of the exploration with the character Alex. So all of that stuff that happened is going to be part
of... if that's
of...
the case, having a little narration like that to set up where you're starting is actually a good thing. Because
that's what I was
thinking.
thinking too.
Cut out a whole another volume or two of you doing backstory of the Earth being destroyed.
Because over the next few issues or next...
Because it's kind of like Gundam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or Gundam like always started off every episode with like the year blah 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 blah. This is what's going on. This is what happened to the Federation.
Right.
And it set everything up at the beginning, so you weren't coming in going, why are they fighting each other?
Right.
So it's a good way to do it. I like it.
Cool.
Sorry, I was talking to Christina, so I missed the majority of that. I apologize.
It's totally cool.
How dare you have a wife that you care about?
I do. She's awesome.
Well, okay, we can't argue with that part. Definitely.
I'll try, but I'll lose.
Yeah, I was going to say, Colton, you should know better.
Like I said, I'll try, but I'm going to lose that fight. I love your wife. She's awesome. I don't know Guy's wife as well, but she's still cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty fond of my wife.
Glad to hear.
Now, if we could only get her to like him.
Right? That's the biggest problem is I keep having to lock her up and all that horrible stuff. Keep her... She just loved me. It'd be fine.
And then she walked in the room.
Nah, the broadcast would be over. Either that or we'd be making a 911 phone call.
He did that, Friday? He said something as soon as she walked in. She's like, now I'm debating if I want to continue this marriage.
Oh, she was quoting Princess Bride.
I knew that. Okay, yeah, I do remember this now,
Yeah. Because whatever it was,
I don't remember what the whole context was, but that
I
actually
don't
makes
remember what it was that I said. She goes, I'm not a blah, I'm your wife, but I'm not sure I want to be that anymore. You know.
Yeah.
She was quoting Princess Bride.
You're right.
Because my wife is a geek.
Those are the best ones.
They are. Indeed.
That's Raph. He's been married twice.
Yeah. Believe me, I know which ones are the better ones.
Agreed.
Speaking of, that whole Amber Heard trial thing is so triggering.
That is brutal.
God, dude, I can't listen to her because I'm like, Jesus, I remember those conversations, if that's what you want to call them.
Yeah,
that's
brutal.
Oh yeah, big time. Shut up, Siri.
Man, she's just telling us that we got work to do.
I don't know about you guys, but I did pretty decent.
Yeah, I did great. I've got like a cover set up. I'm into page 3. I'm not feeling bad.
I started coloring. I'm pretty happy.
We got to get your shit up before IOCON. You got until next May, June next year.
Oh, dude, this is going to be. I feel like this will be ready in July of this year. Don't worry.
You gonna do a Kickstarter, or are you just gonna?
I'm just gonna roll with it
yourself.
I'm gonna roll with it. I'm
do more than 25 copies.
Yeah, I'm working over the summer. I can afford rolling 250 copies. We'll have some extra money, so I'll be able to roll it. It'll be fine.
Yeah, rolling out 25 copies for a source book.
Yeah,
I could see the argument, but for your book itself, no, dude, you need a couple hundred copies.
Yeah, we'll do 250.
Even if you
for the first run.
Yeah, even if you sit on a few of them.
Yeah. But we're also going to take whatever time needs to be taken to do this right, because I felt like I rushed a lot on the other one. So.
Oh, your Wicked West one?
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad, but there's a couple of typos and there's a couple of like little mistakes and things like that that could have been caught with just one pass. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So one good solid editing pass. So we're just going to make sure that everybody's edited this and we've looked through everything and all of us have looked it over. And
good fine tooth
comb. Now 2 minutes early. Good night, Donald. And you still have one. Don't worry, bro.
Night, Donald.
Night, Donald.
We'll see you later.
Thanks for stopping by. That's actually he's pretty freaking loyal, man. That's awesome.
I appreciate it.
Brent stops by and then I think he goes right to bed.
I know. Which was funny because Brent was like, "Oh no, moving tonight's will be great." And then go on. It's all right.
Brent.
He's like, "Hey, blah blah blah," and then he goes quiet, and I was like, "He probably fell asleep."
Yeah, he's still with me in the mornings, so that's okay.
Who's Brent? His name sounds familiar.
He's the Naira.
Yeah.
Brent, Nobi Ryu.
Yeah, Brent Kamen was he came from he was part of my Star Trek game too, but he's been hanging with us. He's been hanging with Pepper and me since we started. He joined us in the first shows early on back in 2020, and he's just been hanging with us.
Nice.
I like converting this over to QuaCk because it really did start as Pepper and me wanting to keep each other sort of holding our feet to the fire every Friday. But Pepper didn't want to do it every day, so I made my show and then just had Pepper come in every Friday. But as time has gone on, I'm like, I like it better when it's just all of us as sort of a group. I like that a whole lot better.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just glad I can actually get on.
So anyway, just saying, I'm really glad you guys are joining us or joining me. And I'm glad we're changing it from the Guy show to the QuaCk show, even though QuaCk is a silly name, but I like it.
Those are the best ones. What's it stand for?
Quasar Art Collective. It says it up in the upper left-hand corner and the bottom right-hand corner.
Dude, I don't freaking read. Come on.
Right.
I draw for a reason.
Right. You married somebody who can read, so you didn't have to.
That's not far from the truth.
I sort of say that about my wife too. I'm like, she's here so that she can do all the math because there's no way. Yep. Then there was Watercolor Wednesdays and spontaneous artists were joining and all kinds of stuff. So it became more of a collaborative anyway. So I kind of like it. But I mean, the only drawback is that we don't get George the cute cat in the ending credits, but that's okay. George has to
get him in the opening
and conk out. That's very funny. So, all right.
Why don't we get George?
Hmm?
Why don't we get George?
Oh, I just didn't put him in the
was here a minute
show. I don't know.
I was watching Guy. Love on him for a bit. But...
Do what?
You had George in your arms earlier.
Oh, yeah. We had George earlier. Right. We did have George. He comes over every so often, but now he's asleep on the chair, and I don't want to mess with him. He's asleep.
I got a kiddo to put asleep, so I'm going to have to head out.
It's midnight.
And then
so
I will finish this Huggy Wuggy up tomorrow.
I got work in the morning.
I was going to say, we'll see everybody tomorrow night at 10 o'clock. So, cool. Good night, Sweet. Colton. Good night, Raph. We'll see you all
tomorrow. Guys.
Good night. Good night, Donald. We'll see you later. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.